Well, hello, welcome back, my body language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and welcome to episode 75 of the Jesus Enrique Rosas show. We are live through YouTube and Rumble only today because for some reason we had some issues with X, but we are moving forward, moving on. Also, at the end of this show, you will be able to watch and download on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio, and everywhere that you get your podcast. You can support my channel very easily. Like and subscribe. It's that simple. Just like and subscribe. If you want to go one step further, I have something for you. Remember to download my free 100 body language tips in the description of this video, and you will be subscribed to my free and awesome emails as well. So get my 100 body language tips right now. Like and subscribe. Very easy. All of that is very easy and for free, and you will be able to support my channel in a very easy way. And yes, Jesus Nation is here in the house, and you know that the live chat is the heart and soul of our show. I'm gonna keep an eye on your comments. Best comments will be featured. I will comment on your best comments. I always try to keep an eye on your comments, and we have a lot of to cover today. We're gonna be talking about Netanyahu's body language reaction. That reaction when Donald Trump said that he was going to own Gaza. It was priceless. We're gonna analyze that. We have, one of our usual guests in this channel. Yes, we have Meghan, of course. Near the end of the show, we need to talk about that clip that Meghan Markle released. That is, I haven't watched it. I'm going to react live to here on the show. But the usual guest that we have is Bill Gates, who appeared on The View, complaining that USAID will no longer exist, and people are going to die according to him. We're going to analyze his clip as well. Also, speaking of USAID, we will be reviewing some of the most outrageous expenses of this organization that has been dismantled by Dodge, by Elon Musk and his whiz kids. And one of the things that was a scandal today, that Politico, this outlet that everybody thought that was independent, it so happens that had received millions of dollars. All of that and then some and more on today's show. So I think that we'd better get going. Have a couple thoughts before we begin. Adrienne Curry has a thought that I wanted to share with you. The term stolen land has replaced conquered for many who do not understand the subtleties of war. Next, they will attempt to change conquistadors to stolquistadors. That word is a bit hard to pronounce. The very same people who called the immigrants who came to America colonizers who stole land cheer on a new wave of colonizers sneaking in to steal things. Only with deportations we can win this particular war. I agree. Everything these people say and think is dumb. It doesn't make sense. It's dumb. It doesn't make sense. We also have this. This is a good joke from Mike Collins. I got laid off at USAID today. I was in charge of making the Taliban trans. Was really starting to make headway too. So, sadly, that's something that is not going to happen now that USAID is done. So many good projects out there. No, all of that has to go. And proof of that is this image shared by Andrew Wilco. That time ISIS produced content from an USAID tent. Oh, okay. This is nice. You might think that this looks like a Sacha Baron Cohen movie. No. This is a real thing. That everything, the reality beats everything nowadays. Reality beats everything. That's it's a given. I don't know how to explain how this works. let me get started with today's main topic that took everybody by surprise. Well, since yesterday, in fact, you know how my time works. I'm a bit ahead of you, so sometimes the news break at night. I'm sleeping, so I cover them with a bit of help from you. Then we have this. What everybody is talking about, Donald Trump saying that United States is going to own Gaza. And what do you mean by own? And we will be analyzing Bibi's body language reaction in a bit. But we need to pay attention to the words. What did Donald Trump really say? In fact,
the U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site.
So my first question when I heard this, okay, the United States is gonna own Gaza and is gonna be responsible of dismantling all the bombs, all the dangers, rebuilding the city blocks, everything that has been destroyed. And well, my first question was, of course, what are the intentions behind this? Well, why is that so? Because the reaction online was nuclear, even from the MAGA camp. Okay, what if we are talking about cutting the budget? If Dodge is exposing all this money that has been spent in nonsense, why are we going to get into Gaza? But more on that in a bit. Let's keep watching.
Level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings.
What you should start leveling is Hamas. I mean, like glass them, then break the glass, then molten the glass, and then, well, get rid of that glass. Okay, that's the first step. Okay, before anything else, you have to make sure that Hamas ceases to exist. Then we can, then we can have some sort of a plan.
Level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job, do something different.
So we have that, and we have that Palestinians are going to be displaced to Jordan and Egypt, and Trump seems sure that those countries are going to accept Palestinians while this happens. So it's a bit wild, has been a bit a wild ride, and there are other remarks that are important.
I do see a long-term ownership position, and
long-term ownership position. We're talking about the United States is going to literally, for the long term, we are talking about decades, own Gaza. So it's these are big words.
I see it bringing great stability to that part of the Middle East and maybe the entire Middle East. And everybody I've spoken to, this was not a decision made lightly. Everybody I've spoken to loves the idea of the United States owning that piece of land, developing and.
This is going to be important. Notice that he repeats the word owning over and over again. This will be important later.
Creating thousands of jobs with something that will be magnificent in a really magnificent area that nobody would know. Nobody can look because all they see is death and destruction and rubble and.
So he has said that all this has been destroyed, and this can be renewed in some way. It has other words like this.
About the Gazans leaving Gaza, going to other countries. One, where exactly are you suggesting that they should go? And two, are you saying they should return after it's rebuilt? And if not, who do you envision living there?
I envision a world, people living there, the world's people. I think you'll make that into an international, unbelievable place. I think the potential in the Gaza Strip is unbelievable.
I think what Trump is trying to convey in some way or another, we'll talk about the intentions a bit later, is that this is going to be a bit like the UAE, as in you're going to have this international hub, like international in the sense that literally international, as in 90% of the UAE population is expats. So what he's thinking is, okay, let's bring stability to the Middle East, starting from the biggest conflict, that is Israel and the Palestinians. Let's move the Palestinians to Egypt and Jordan. Let's rebuild Gaza and turn that into some sort of Dubai. But I'm guessing that he would be expecting countries of the Middle East to cooperate on that. I still don't know. We are still trying to make sense of this.
Representatives from all over the world will be there, and they'll live there. Palestinians also. Palestinians will live there. Many people will live there.
One thing that is always a contentious topic in terms of Palestinians is that even if you glass Hamas, I'm not sure how many Palestinians will be okay with this process, or the United States in itself, the United States owning Gaza. Because you know that, let's say that the propaganda that Hamas has pushed on Palestinians for decades now is not U.S. friendly. So how are you going to control that? How are you going to make sure that Hamas is no more, doesn't exist anymore? It's not a threat anymore. You're going to militarize the area? Whose military is going to be that? So many questions. Again, we're going to make sense of all that in this show. That's another clip that I want to show you.
Think might accept Palestinians from Gaza?
Well, I think Jordan and Egypt will. I know they've spoken about it with you, and they say they're not going to accept. I say they will. But I think other countries will accept also. I think that Gaza maybe is a demolition site right now. If you look at Gaza, it's all, there's hardly a building standing, and the ones that are going to collapse. You can't live in Gaza right now, and I think we need another location. I think it should be a location that's going to make people happy. You look over the deck.
When he says make people happy, I would ask, which people are you talking about? You mean everybody? So many questions here, especially the part of moving the Palestinians out, expecting for neighbor countries to accept them. How long the rebuild will take? The cleanup, of course, of all the tunnels, of all the bombs, of all that is there. I don't know. It's going to take some time. It's going to take a lot of money. And my first question, my knee-jerk reaction was, what's in this for the United States? What is the United States to gain from this? Of course, I got many responses. Oh, you have to trust Trump. Trump is the art of the deal. All right, yes, I understand that the guy is a legend with deals and negotiation. He proved that with tariffs on Mexico and Canada, that he knows his stuff. That is, hands out, nobody is discussing it. Only that my curiosity, you know my curiosity, right? You have been around, have been some time here. Sometimes my curiosity gets the best of me, and I say, all right, I always try to look for the intentions. What are the intentions behind this? There has to be something to gain. What is the stability of the Middle East? Is this the only solution? Are there other solutions? In all cases, if there are other solutions, well, nobody has implemented them or even thought of them. So, this is a new one, I guess. Again, this is a complex topic because you know that this has been going for so long. This conflict has been going for so long that people are maybe open to the idea that any crazy idea could work. But how would it work? That is the question. And we are about to answer it with body language and also with some statement analysis. So I would like to know what you think about this in the comments about this section before we move on. For that, let's highlight our live chat. And here comes the body language analysis of Bibi. It was really fun. You know that everybody was asking me, perhaps the most important part of these declarations from Trump, that's why I told you that the word owning Gaza was so important. Owning Gaza was Bibi's reaction when he said that. Netanyahu's reaction, like, wait, what do you mean by own? And this required an urgent body language reading, and we are here for that. The clip itself was shared, the one that I spotted was shared by Clint Russell. Okay, this is interesting. Bibi seems none too pleased as Trump talks about the U.S. owning Gaza. I think he's negotiating against Netanyahu in real time. I wouldn't be surprised, but this is something, because this is something that Trump has done in other times. He has gone just off the cuff, like just improvised in to people's faces in front of the mic with all the cameras, with all the press. Let's say this to see what happens. But we already know that maybe Trump already has an idea of what is going to happen. And the reaction, well, the reaction was pretty much expected. But this was Netanyahu's reaction to Trump's words. Let's check his body language first, like all the process, and then we're going to pick up the details.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site.
Okay, the first thing that I noticed, we're going to go part by part, is that the words of Trump are really succinct, are really straight to the point. We're going to dismantle stuff. I'm going to watch it again and take a look directly at Netanyahu's face, because this is the most important. His body hasn't moved much yet. It's going to move, but not yet.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip. So far, so good, right? I don't see many official reactions in this section.
And we will do a job with it, too.
And we will do a job with it, too? That's okay. No big deal.
We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous...
Okay, when the moment that Trump says, we'll own it, which that's why I told you over and over again it was important. That was the key word. That's when Netanyahu raises his chin. As he's agreeing, he is mostly agreeing to what Trump is saying to that point. I'm going to mute the clip. So he is okay-ish. And then when Trump says the word, we're on it, then Netanyahu raises his chin. Raising his chin is a gesture of being a bit, arrogant and being a bit, as in defiant, as in there was a reaction. I don't want to label that reaction right now because that's not how body language works. But there was an emotional reaction. There was an emotional reaction from Bibi, specifically to the word owning.
All of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level.
And that's when he turns away from Trump. That is important because he was listening attentively. And it seems that his face was okay, neutral. That is Bibi's resting face. That is his usual resting face. But when he looks away, I can see a subtle smirk on his face. There's a smirk in there. There was a smirk right after Trump began saying that the United States was going to own the Gaza Strip. So one of two things, he already knew that Trump was going to say that, or he was completely unaware of that. My vote is that he was not that very aware. He was unaware that Trump was going to say that. That's so far my bet. But let's keep on watching.
For dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an...
At this point, I see him he's pleased. And of course, well, he would be pleased because it's the United States is pledging that they are going to take care of all the rubble, of all the destruction, of all the dangers of the site, which is quite dangerous. You can imagine how many sleeping bombs, I don't know how to call it, or landmines or booby traps are in there. And well, if Trump is saying that they're going to clean that up, then Netanyahu must be pleased in all cases.
That will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job, do something different. Just can't go back. If you go back...
I want to take a look at his body language, his general body language before and after. I have the idea that he was a bit more comfortable, and his torso, this is important, was a bit turned towards Trump, a bit in the direction of Trump at this point. Like you can see, okay, he is looking at him, all right, but his torso, if you can imagine like an axis or an arrow from his sternum, is a bit towards Trump, but afterwards it is not anymore. It is more to the front. It's like that is a slight sign of rejection. There are things that he is not liking about Trump's words. Maybe it was the owning stuff. Maybe he is pleased about okay, you're gonna do the dirty job, but the owning, well, maybe not so much.
You just can't go back. If you go back, it's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years.
You notice that what he does here is he had his hands on the podium, both sides of the podium, and he all of a sudden puts those hands in the middle. It's a bit of a protective gesture. It's like, again, he's progressing from being much more confident with his both hands at the podium, a neutral face, his torso towards Trump, to this posture in which he is a bit more cautious. I mean, we did not discuss this. This was not what we discussed before, but okay, I will go with that. So you can see that there is a subtle change, very subtle change. That's why my bet is that Netanyahu did not expect these words to come out of Trump's mouth.
Beginning of a larger and more enduring peace that will end the bloodshed and killing once and for all. With the same goal in mind, my administration has been moving quickly to restore trust in the alliance and rebuild American strength throughout the region. And we've really done that. We're a respected nation.
I see that sometimes he looks down, and when he looks down, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go back just a few frames. You see that he looks down, and it's like the smirk is gone. But in general, in this progression of body language, I see that he was more comfortable, more confident, more okay with Trump's words. And towards the end, he was not that much okay. My guess is that, including Trump knows what he was doing with that word, owning. We're going to own it. There was another clip shared by Shadow of Ezra. Sitting next to Benjamin Netanyahu, Donald Trump says millions of Palestinians should voluntarily leave for another country to escape the constant threat of death. Pay attention to Benjamin Netanyahu's reaction. I found this interesting. I'm going to play this clip. Also, I'm going to try to make it as big as possible so you can see it for yourself. You already see that Netanyahu has that smirk. Okay, it's that a right side smirk that is it's almost part of his body language baseline, and of course Trump is sitting on his signature feet planted on the ground, and the hands on that downward steeple position. That is his classic posture. Nothing special in there. But let's see the reactions and let's hear the words. Remember that listening to the words is as important as watching the body language.
How many people are you thinking about?
All of them. I mean, we're talking about probably 1.7 million people, 1.7 million, maybe 1.8 million. But I think all of them. I think they'll be resettled in areas where they can live a beautiful life and not be worried about dying every day.
So this is the thing that it's that Trump says that as if it was so easy, right? Let's resettle. What is the number? 1 million. It's that and live a happy life. What was the words?
I think all of them. I think they'll be resettled in areas where they can live a beautiful life.
Resettle in areas where they can live a beautiful life. Well, I don't remember one time from any moment in history in which people that are resettled can live a beautiful life. It's being resettled is from a little bit of a struggle to a lot of a struggle, and generally is quite some struggle. So I think what Shadow of Ezra was mentioning is that when Trump was saying this, we have just a bit of a reaction in here. I'm going to mute to just focus on the body language. He was I think that he was quite pleased with the resettlement war. Maybe he was not that pleased with the owning Gaza, and that's why his body language said. And but the resettling, well, he was completely on board, and we can imagine why. We can imagine why. Now, what are Trump's intentions with this? We don't have Netanyahu in the frame anymore. What is Trump's intention with this? That is what we are going to find out in the next section. But first, I want to know what you think about this in the comments about, well, this. What does this reaction of Benjamin Netanyahu tells you? Do you think that he knew what Trump was about to say, or he was completely unaware? It's your call. Let me know in the comments. So, the live chat. A huge thanks to the live chat. The live chat. You know that these topics. I almost never cover the Israel Gaza conflict, and I'm surprised. I'm surprised with the comments. Your comments have been on point. Thank you for keeping them respectful. I actually like when there's a civilized discussion, when everybody can have their opinions. Sometimes your opinions can differ from mine. I have to thread carefully in here because I really am not an expert in the topic of this conflict, but I want to address from first and foremost from my curiosity, what will be the United States' interest in here, and of course body language, that is my passion. But then when we talk about intentions, we can have a very good idea about what are the real intentions of the United States or Trump in saying that the United States should own the Gaza Strip. Breaking. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz confirms that Trump's proposal to take over Gaza is meant to pressure neighboring Arab nations to come up with their own solutions. It's going to bring the entire region to come with their own solutions. I'm going to watch this clip, and then I'm going to make a comment about how can you use that kind of negotiation tactic that I have to confess I didn't see at first, but now I see it. It is a very common negotiation tactic, and I'm going to tell you how you can use it for yourself.
I mean, you have literally nearly 2 million people living in a place that has thousands and thousands of unexploded ordnance and bombs. It's in some places like a minefield.
That is quite tragic in itself. That's quite tragic. And I always say that no matter what is your position in here, you want children on every side to be safe. And no, this is not a safe place for anybody. Not only children, but anybody.
You have buildings that are collapsing and unsafe. You have no sewage, no running water. It has become completely unlivable with this war that Hamas started on October 7th. And I, as a veteran, can tell you it is despicable and sad that groups like Hamas, Al-Qaeda, ISIS literally sacrifice the lives and the livelihoods of their own people to achieve some type of ideological gain. But I think what the president is just acknowledging is we've been looking at this over the last weeks and months, and frankly, he's been thinking about it since October 7th, and that war is, everybody's heart breaks for the.
But by the way, that's something that to reinforce my position on that. There's a lot to be fixed in the Middle East, but the terrorism part, the part that Hamas that has embarked in that destruction and those attacks, you can say something about human rights, but no, it's like you don't have the right to be a terror cell and pretend that the world's not going to do something about that. That's why I say that the first step of any plans with Israel, with Gaza, with the Middle East is, well, yes, glass, completely glass, turn them to a base, Hamas. That would be the first step. And of course, the other issue is that we could talk about Palestinians, but to what extent Hamas propaganda has infected Palestinians, and we need to take that propaganda back. It's like when we talk about, it's like I usually joke about, oh, libtards and that. No, sometimes people are just misinformed. The Trump derangement syndrome is that people have been misinformed, is that people have been pushed propaganda. If we can remove that effect of that propaganda, we can bring people into common sense. Maybe we can bring Palestinians that still defend Hamas actions into common sense. It is possible in some instances, and as long as it's possible in some instances, it's our duty as the world to at least try that. At least try.
Palestinian people across the region, and rightly so, but he's not seeing any realistic solutions on how those miles and miles and miles of debris are going to be cleared, how those, essentially unexploded bombs are going to be removed, how these people are physically going to live.
So the theory here, which is very interesting, is that Trump through all these words, including the owning the Gaza Strip or owning Gaza, in terms of, okay, let's do something, or let's say something that is so outrageous that maybe Netanyahu didn't see it coming. So the countries of the Middle East say, oh, all right, what? What do you mean by owning? What do you think that you're going to come into our neighborhood and just come here, own the thing, displace millions of people, of Palestinians to live how? And where? So it's kind of, Trump is saying this very publicly in this very public meeting with Netanyahu to force countries on the Middle East to act. So you haven't been able to reach to a solution yet. You're trying to look the other way. You try to pretend that this is not happening. Well, I'm going to strong arm you into doing something, which is the same approach when you think about it, what he did with the tariffs of Mexico and Canada. He says that he's going to do something. Everybody knows that he's not bluffing. And then, well, Mexico and Canada caved in. So right now, it's not that he would not, let's say, own Gaza and transform it in some sort of Dubai with all the money that the United States is about to save, thanks to Dodge. I wouldn't be surprised that they can find a common ground with other countries. But other countries in the Middle East might not be okay with the United States owning that land. So, okay, this is my proposal, says Trump. Now it's your turn to propose something. And it's like you propose. That is the technique that I want you to learn. You propose something that is so outrageous that people will be scandalized. They're going to be like flabbergasted. I wanted to use that word. And then, okay, but maybe we can work something that is not so outrageous. Maybe we can work something out. That is what Trump, I think, thanks to your answers and replies on X, by the way, I think that is what Trump is trying to do here. I'm going to do a very public display of a crazy power. Crazy is the word. Let's own this. Let's transform this in Dubai Part 2. And will be owned by the United States. And then I can imagine Saudi Arabia jumping in and say, "Oh, wait a second, but we want to cooperate as well. We want in as well." Reminds me of that Huckleberry Finn anecdote of him painting the fence and saying that, oh, this is so great to paint the fence, and all the boys come and they begin painting the fence as well. And at the end of the day, the boys are painting the fence and Huckleberry Finn can go fishing or something. It's like that. You use this kind of a strategy. This is kind of a strategy that it could be hard to pull off because you have to pull them off with that straight face. You have to say things that are going to make people really uncomfortable. That is not easy for many people. It's obvious that Trump was born with that gift, and he has perfected that over many, many decades of dealings and negotiations in both commercially and politically. So we don't know if that's going to work, but we do know that whatever all those countries have done up to this point has not worked. It's not working. So it's time to try something different. I guess that that's what Trump is planning with this one. But I would like to know what you think about this strategy and this approach in the comments. I'm keeping an eye on your comments, and yes, this is a non-conventional psychological warfare on a diplomatic worldwide scale, and it's a very sophisticated way of saying that Trump is the world's greatest troll, and by trolling, we're going to own this, babe. We're going to just transform this in a big resort with a huge Trump Tower, with the shape of I don't know. I was going to say something crazy. With the shape of a pyramid or something. It's not going to be the Trump Tower. It's going to be the Trump pyramid. Trump can't say anything. It's just to trigger people into action. Let's do something different. Let's do something different, and we can do that as well. Like propose something so outrageous that. Or so beyond the line that whatever counter offer you get is beneficial to you. Yeah, that's global chess, Cindy B. Peace through strength is a work on Canada and Mexico. Forbidden chocolate, you are spot on. So we are ready to move on to our next topic. So many topics, and we still need to talk about the Middle East and Trump as well, because there's one little thing that it's in the way of, there's this one little thing that is getting in the way of actual stability and peace in the Middle East, which is Iran. And Trump knows this very well. He knows that something has to be done about Iran. And, let's say that to make things clear, he said this. President Trump says he has left instructions if Iran assassinates him. That would be a terrible thing for them to do, not because of me. If they did that, they would be obliterated. That would be the end. I've left instructions. I'm guessing that, you're beginning to realize that my favorite word is glass, as in you will hit not only the city, but the sand where the city is lined upon, to the point that you will turn everything to glass. Well, that is go nuclear on them. There wouldn't be anything left, and that is people would say, okay, but if let's say maybe you can have some kind of an organized attack with drones to warn them, to make them behave. You know that. But Iran is independent. Jesus, are you talking about? This meddling internationally, not leaving? No, because Iran is not leaving people in peace. If Iran left everybody else in peace, then there will be no need of these moves. But sometimes you need to make the first move. So I think that Trump was pulling his punches with this one. But let's listen to this.
Iran and their proxies who have threatened to retaliate against you and your team by killing you guys.
Look at this, how Trump's body language changed when he hears the words Iran and their proxies. He has a rather open body language, and when he hears those words, he leans forward. He is interested in the question, but he also crosses his arms over his chest. Let's watch that again.
Iran and their proxies who have threatened to retaliate against you and your team.
Yeah, he crosses his hands. Oh, retaliate against me? Okay, go ahead.
By
Make my day.
killing you guys for taking.
Oh, I didn't know that Trump had won a World Cup. What? What is the World Cup doing there? I don't know. If you know the story, let me know in the comments.
Taking out Soleimani.
Well, they haven't done that, and that would be a terrible thing for them to do. Not because of me. If they did that, they would be obliterated. That'd be the end. I've left instructions.
I've left instructions. I can imagine the instructions. Okay, in case Iran kills the president, do this, and you open the envelope and you say glass it all. Just 3 words. Glass and right below the 3 words, glass it all, you have the code for the nukes. That's it. Those are the instructions. You know that he's going to be very succinct with the state instructions.
If they do it, they get obliterated. There won't be anything left. And
you will have a huge, well, you will have the resort, right, where the Gaza. You will have the let's say the biggest parking lot maybe in the world.
they shouldn't be able to do it. And Biden should have said that, but he never did. I don't know why. Lack of intelligence, perhaps.
Biden was lack of soul, of existentialism. I don't know, of existing. Biden didn't say it because lack of existing. He did not exist. He was a clone.
But he never said it. If that happens to a leader or close to a leader, frankly, if you had other people involved also, you would call for total obliteration of a state that did it. That would include Iran. So I'm sorry.
So even if Iran or whichever state or organization that tries to mess up with the Don, with the Orange Man bad, oh, how can you say that? You're going to obliterate. Oh, why you say that? I can imagine. You have to understand that the same way that I had to up my game in terms of making these shows, like keeping up, like doing 10 topics per show, at the same time, the mainstream media and the left-leaning media especially are trying to keep up with everything that Trump has said and everything that Trump tweets and says and does and makes other people react to, as in when he repeatedly says about, oh, Canada is going to be the 51st state, and that makes the media ask Justin Trudeau about that, and even Pierre Poilievre about that. It's something that he's overloading the media machine, and then you certainly don't know what to spot. My job in this show is to try to make sense of everything that is happening. So you have you have 2 hours with very specific topics with my commentary of what is going on to try to make sense of that. But it's hard. Has been hard. But you know that I like hard things. Oh wait, that came out wrong. But whatever. That is part of the strategy, right? That is part of the strategy. You begin saying all that, you bring all that, you are not afraid of answering all those questions, as in this question about Iran, and answering those questions in the way that you know that Trump answers them. So even if his body language changes, he's a bit more, I wouldn't say that he tends to protect himself with that gesture. I think that he wants to be more, add gravitas to that statement, as in, okay, I'm going to lean in to the table. I'm going to tell you, if they plan to do this, they know what's going to happen. Now, we have levels to this game, right? If you assassinate or effectively assassinate Donald Trump, and it comes from Iran or any of those countries or organizations, they will be obliterated. But it means that if they misbehave, maybe they don't go 100%, but they misbehave in other forms of misbehaving, maybe the response of the United States can be proportional, right? It's not that they're going to kill Trump, but they're going to do anything else in the Middle East. So they will face, let's say, a complete swarm of drones, because you know that we are about to face we are already facing drone wars. At this point, drones will be much more effective. We would see drones fighting against another drones. We can no longer rely on drones being piloted by humans because, well, if you want a squad of 200 drones or 1,000 drones, you would need 1,000 humans piloting them. It's more like you will command them as a swarm. Like a human would be able to control 1,000 drones with the help of, you guess it, AI. So yes, it's like I'm a drone swarm pilot. It's not a drone pilot anymore, but a drone swarm, and I will be able to like command the drones as a cloud, like infiltrating and neutralizing here and there, identifying targets and all that stuff. We are in the face of that, but we need two things. We need high-speed internet from the sky, yeah, and we need the AI as well and all this infrastructure, and we need to, release the Kraken, and I'm sure that the United States will spearhead this kind of initiatives because, China is at it as well, and they seem to be winning this race. But let's see what happens in the following weeks. I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. Where's my live chat? Where's the greatest live chat in the history of humankind? That statement was a slightly more reserved version of FAFO. I agree. Lost cause clown. Senator John Kennedy said this, Veronica. It feels amazing to have a president again. I retweeted him. By the way, And let's, we are ready. We need to talk about another topic that has been quite contentious and critical in these days. I'm going to make sure that everything ready for the next topic. All right. One topic that has been, let's say, triggering for many people. And no, it's not Meghan. We're not going to be talking about Meghan yet. One topic that has been triggering for many people is how much money has been spent on USAID. You know that DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, they logged into the USAID folder, and they discovered all sorts of crazy activity, all sorts of stuff going on, especially funding, so many crazy things like we are going to see here, like 70,000 for production of a DEI musical in Ireland. I didn't know that Ireland was in such a dire need of DEI musicals, like I don't know, queer musicals, like the queer story of I don't know the I'm trying to make up things here, but no, it's really has been a waste of money, of taxpayer money. It's like no, I wouldn't think about DEI musical in Ireland. It would be like a queer McGregor, the story of queer McGregor or something like that. But you can imagine. USAID, this is a thread shared by Rapid Response 47. USAID has been unaccountable to taxpayers for decades, funneling money to ridiculous and in many cases malicious pet projects of entrenched bureaucrats with zero oversight. Here are only a few examples of the waste and abuse. We have this 1.5 million to advance diversity, equity, and inclusion in Serbia's workplaces and business communities. All right, 1.5 million. I didn't know that Serbia needed so much diversity, equity, and inclusion. Couldn't they just pop up a website and tell everybody in Serbia to, send a text message, hey, check this website about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and why you're so You're too white. How dare you? How dare you? And you include a tiny gif of Greta Thunberg. How dare you to be so white? $70,000 for production of a DEI musical in Ireland. Yeah, it will be the queer Conor McGregor. The queer Conor McGregor. Oh, no, I wouldn't watch that either. In general, I don't like plays and the theater. I'm maybe there can be exceptions. But no, that's something that I certainly wouldn't watch. 2.5 million for electric vehicles for Vietnam. All right. And you can imagine that 2.5 million for electric vehicles would be like 2 cars or something like that, because you know that somehow they super inflate those prices of everything. 47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia. I mean, why didn't they do it in Venezuela? I would have paid good money to just watch, not to watch the transgender opera. That is, I wouldn't watch that. But to watch the backlash in Venezuela about that. Because, well, let's say that, at least in Venezuela, I don't think that's going to roll. When I haven't been in Venezuela in many years, I don't know. I hope that it hasn't gone woke or anything. But Colombia, this is a huge letdown. Colombia, why so? I wouldn't say. I was about to say why so gay, Colombia, but that would be wrong, because transgender has nothing to do with being gay. I mean, nowadays, gay is something awesome compared to whatever transgender have been doing. You're trying to shoehorn their TQ into the all the gay rights, but you know how it is. The TQ has been sliced from the LGB, and they're in that fight. I don't know what they're going to do, but to all my gay friends, I stand by your side. 32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. What the what is this? Transgender comic book in Peru. Well, okay. I guess couldn't you? They need some kind of transgender Iron Man or something. 2 million for sex changes and LGBT activism in Guatemala. This is all USAID. All this has come from USAID, and all this is money channeled for these purposes, to push the woke agenda not only in the United States but worldwide. Jokes aside, this is a worldwide initiative from the liberals, from the libtards, from the demonic Democrats, because they are rats, to push all this crazy stuff in a way that undermines the basic values and principles of families. It's that simple. Again, you can have gay people rights. That is okay. As long as you don't mess up with other people. It doesn't matter if you're gay or straight or black or white. It doesn't matter as long as you don't mess up with anybody else. You don't mess with me, I don't mess with you. We get along. But the moment that you begin to push your narrative, and when you say the words comic book, who do you think? Comic books in Peru. Who do you think those comic books are directed to? I will let you guess. Who reads the most comic books? When you think comic books, they would be directed to whom? 6 million to fund tourism in Egypt. Why would the United States be interested in funding tourism in Egypt? They have the pyramids. We were talking about the Trump pyramid, but they have the pyramids, and well, that's a huge thing, right? You might just also open a website and say, hey, remember that we have the pyramids? You want to see the pyramids? But you can, instead of be browsing TikTok, you could be looking directly at the pyramids? No. Why? Why would the United States be spending money on that? Hundreds of thousands of dollars for a nonprofit linked to designated terrorist organizations, even after an inspector general launched an investigation. So yeah, that is the malicious part. Millions to EcoHealth Alliance, which was involved in research at the Wuhan lab. I already made a video about that. It's on my channel. Hundreds of thousands of meals that went to Al-Qaeda affiliated fighters in Syria. All right, we were paying for the McRibs in Al-Qaeda fighters in Syria. All the Happy Meals and the toys as well. And the toys. And when I talk about toys, I mean those who the ones that go pew 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 pew. Funded to print personalized contraceptives, birth control devices in developing countries. All right. That's great. I don't know. Maybe you can try personalized contraceptives. What's the problem with a condom? Like a condom, it's pretty much universal. It's like you can just drop a bunch of the 50 million that you spend in condoms for Gaza, so Hamas could make bombs. You could send those here. I don't know if you care about that, but I don't know why the United States have to do anything with that. The list goes on. Hundreds of millions of dollars to fund irrigation canals, farming equipment, and even fertilizer used to support the precedented poppy cultivation and heroin production in Afghanistan. I could go on, and this will not stop for several weeks. So rest assured that we have not reached not even 10% of what is coming out just from USAID. All this is just from USAID. I'm not saying the rest of the government. We're not talking about the rest of the government. This is going to be huge. This is going to take, a lot of content, a lot of memes, and your comments that I know that will be golden. Let's highlight the live chat. Oh my God. Let's highlight the live chat while we prepare for the next topic in line. What's the next topic? The next topic was a bit more, oh no my God. The next topic is not a bit more lighthearted. I wish that the next topic was more lighthearted, but it is not. It's one of my recurring guests in here. One of my recurring guests in here. Where is him? There's the guy. This guy. Oh my God. Speaking of USAID. Speaking of USAID, we got, oh my God, the other side of the coin. One side of Dr. Fauci and the other side is Bill Gates. Bill Gates has been in my channel so many times that, well, I should have, I think I have a dedicated playlist only for my analysis on Bill Gates. But this one is especially evil. He went all out villain this time. Bill Gates just said on The View, yeah, that show, The View, that if Trump's administration defunds USAID, the next pandemic will have millions of deaths. This sounds like a threat, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Maybe this is a sensationalism, tabloidy headline. But let's see if he actually said that, because sometimes people's words are taken out of context. Let's hear it from the guy.
You also called Elon Musk's political influence abroad, quote, insane, along with another word we can't repeat here. But what's your take on his political access and influence here in America right now?
Well, Elon, his private sector work, has been very innovative, really fantastic. A lot of private sector people, when they...
For some reason, that Elon Musk and Bill Gates don't get very well together. Elon basically doesn't say anything about Bill Gates. Bill Gates says that, well, he's doing okay, but yeah, you have never heard of them cooperating on virtually anything. There's a reason why. I'm pretty sure that getting yourself attached, even remotely, to Bill Gates and his name. No, I'm not going to say to Bill Gates. To Bill Gates' name. Okay, that attached to Bill Gates. No. Bleh. To his name, it's not gonna be good for your reputation. So that's one of the reasons. But Bill Gates at least says, okay, he's doing great with his commercial endeavors. Elon.
A lot of private sector people, when they get into government, they don't take the time necessarily to see what the good work is or why it's structured the way it is. So I'm a little worried.
So you do know. You're saying that you do know that the way that you have messed with the governments, you have done your homework, Bill? Is that what you're saying? No? Or that's what you are implying?
Particularly with this USAID stuff. Mm-hmm. My foundation partners with USAID on nutrition and getting vaccines out. And,
no.
There's incredible people. They're not actually worms that work there.
Yeah. You remember that Elon Musk said, well, if an apple has a worm, you basically take the worm out and you still have the apple. But USAID has happened to be a ball of worms. Like there's no apple in there. It's just a ball of worms, and it has to be eradicated. So that's what he is implying.
So hopefully we'll get some of that work back in shape. In fact, if we don't, you could have literally millions of deaths. So
millions of deaths. You can have millions of deaths.
Yeah. With aid, people think, wow, how much do we give to these countries? As you said, it's less than 1%. People think it's 5% and it should be 2%, but it's actually under 1%. Yeah.
Okay, since it's only 1%, that it's okay to be wasting your money on these projects. And the transgender comic books to Peru, it's just $32,000. That is essentially nothing. That is essentially nothing. But his words was actually, he was not talking about the next pandemic. So there was that's the kind of things that you have to be careful with. What are his words, his actual words? But he's saying that effectively, he's trying to gaslight everyone, or at least the people that still listen to him, that eliminating all these USAID programs are going to effectively kill millions of people. Let's hear that again, just in case.
So, hopefully we'll get some of that work back in shape. In fact, if we don't, you could have literally millions of deaths.
So if all these programs that that we have known about, if those programs are not brought back in shape, I don't know what does he mean by that. As in, if you have approved, for example, transgender opera in Colombia, how exactly do you put that back in shape? How do you? There's gonna be maybe there's gonna be a transgender YouTube channel now, or how do you put something back in shape that has no shape in the first place? And he's talking about, of course, nutrition and vaccines. How about, Bill? How about in the terms of nutrition, we make sure that the people in the United States have easy access to, healthy food in the first place. Haven't you thought about this? I don't know. It's my question, because that's something that RFK Jr. has been trying to push, like make America healthy again. You talk about all these countries that need help with nutrition and help with vaccines or health or preventing diseases. Why don't you start with the United States? Why USAID, this developing of projects in other countries that lacks total transparency and what was at discretion of the CIA, which in itself, it's what makes it evil. We're not saying that if you can help other countries, if you can help your neighbors, and you have the opportunity to do so, well, maybe you find it morally correct to do that. But one, it has to be something that they can actually do to help themselves. It's not like you are going to sustain a nation with constant, and they can never get from that, because that is a bit suspicious, right? So many ways to help nations so they can sustain themselves, but then you keep sending aid to these nations and it never stops. Why? What are the interests that they don't get to thrive? It's obvious that if you send aid to a nation for 10 years and the nation is in the same shape as 10 years ago, it's not working. So all these questions are valid, and are the questions that can dismantle these manipulation arguments. Oh, this is for nutrition in these countries. Oh, this is for a vaccine in these countries. Again, have you heard about the healthcare in the United States? How, let's say, complicated can it be? Maybe, I don't know, there can be initiatives inside the United States to make America healthy again. And not only the healthcare, because that is another problem that we are seeing in European countries. That is not the free healthcare for all, as Bernie Sanders would say, but the issue is, how can people be responsible, like taking care of their own health and eating healthy? There's a lot of things in here, but yeah, that must start from each country. If another country doesn't want to do that, that is not responsible of my country of doing it. If my neighbor doesn't want to help himself, I would just waste time, energy, and money trying to help, and even will be there will be a resistance and maybe attacks just for helping somebody that doesn't want to get help and doesn't want to thrive. But I would like to know what do you think about this in the comments. This is a fascinating topic, because yes, sometimes people need help, but when somebody is asking for legitimate help to have an opportunity to be able to grow, and sometimes it's just, no, I just need the handout to let's say, just get along. What would be the compound verb in there? It's like, just get going. All right, so we continue. We're still talking about USAID with another scandal, because the USAID scandal goes way beyond transgender operas for Colombia and transgender comic books for Peru, which are rather bizarre. But this is not an opera or a comic book. This is actually Politico, which is the channel that everybody thought that was independent, and it so happens, okay, big news, that's what I tell you, that we're gonna be seeing things popping up that is responsible of headlines like this. We watched 20 Trump rallies. His racist anti-immigrant messaging is getting darker, and this was from October of last year. It was from October from last year. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff, and we have found out, I saw this from Adam Townsend, Politico LLC, also known by two other names, total awarded amount $8.1 million from 236 transactions. 236 transactions. So it's like, how to say this? How to put this in a way? Taxpayers are funding their own propaganda, their own misinformation, their own all the ways that they are being misled into, those interests. Because at some point I thought that Politico, outside the United States, I was looking from the outside. In my opinion, I saw that Politico was maybe more or less neutral, or at least they had, let's say that they had, there's some articles on both sides of the fence, let's put it that way. But when you see this kind of headlines, no, you're basically you're basically the political Daily Mail. You're basically the political Daily Mail. So I don't know how the political Daily Mail has to receive money from taxpayer. Fun fact, Politico received USAID funds. Again, all of this, all that we have talked about all these days, today's show, yesterday's show, all this is only USAID. Only USAID. Imagine all that has happened in other areas of all the areas of the government. The amounts is like Bill Gates tries to say, oh yeah, it's only 1%, it's no big deal. Yeah, but does it mean that it is correct? That it's morally good? I mean, that tells you, we were talking about Bill Gates. Bill Gates is not a good person. He's not somebody to be trusted, but he's exposing him again and more, again and again. Bill Ackman. It is shocking, but perhaps not surprising, that the Biden-Harris administration used USAID, the agency whose purpose is to administer the funding of international aid. We already know that it is not aid or charity, to fund a left-wing media organization that attacked the administration's opponents, and of course that pushed the woke agenda, that push the woke narrative. We already seen that, and we're going to see more of that. If this is not prima facie corruption, what is it? What other media organizations does USAID fund? How about Wikipedia? We need to find out. We need to find out, and we will be finding out. Benny Johnson, this is the biggest scandal in news media history. No employee at Politico got paid yesterday. What a coincidence! What a coincidence. I thought that they had a subscription service, and they were getting long subscriptions. But you know that no single media nowadays survives on subscriptions because we have X, and you can use X for free. You don't need to pay anything to use X, and X is the biggest news media site nowadays. Are any of you subscribed to any media? I don't know, the New York Times, the Washington Post, Politico? Well, let me know in the comments. I'm gonna keep an eye on your comments to see if any of you. I am not. I get everything from X, and usually you see that the exclusivity is for opinion pieces, and you know this mainstream media's what kind of opinion piece they try to push, and that backfire, and people don't want to read any of that or have nothing to do with any of that, those puff pieces anymore. So many nopes and nots in the live chat. So many nopes in the live chat. Yeah. No subscriptions whatsoever. Now we'll learn that Politico, a news company which spent the last 10 years trying to destroy the MAGA movement, was being massively funded by USAID. Trump and Elon deleted their funding. Now Politico will go out of business. The corruption is endless. Good riddance. And thanks to Benny Johnson for sharing this as well. This is looks like an internal email. Dear team, Golly and I want to address this morning's payroll issue directly. Due to what we believe to be a technical error, employees did not receive their paychecks as scheduled. We understand the urgency of this matter and sincerely apologize for the inconvenience. Our team is working diligently with our systems vendors and the bank to identify the root cause and implement a solution as quickly as possible. We will keep you updated as we learn more and work to resolve the problem as quickly as possible. Oh, they said as quickly as possible twice in the same paragraph. They are really desperate. Oh, thank you for your patience and understanding. If you have any immediate concerns, please feel free to reach out directly. Yeah, you know what concerns these people must have. This people that work at Politico must say that, I need to pay the rent. Now, I don't care about your system's glitch. Now everybody knows. Maybe, can you imagine people working for Politico not knowing where the money came from? Because, it can happen. It can happen. It happened for me, and I remember the one of the few times that I worked for a company. I worked for the company, and I really didn't know how the company, let's say, made the money, or how it stood up, or the finances, or anything. I was a graphic designer back then, so I didn't care about that. So can you imagine being a journalist for Politico, and all of a sudden you don't get a paycheck, and you see the news, oh, right, we were funded by USAID, and the funding was cut short, and there's this should be golden. We need a huge reality show of this. We need a huge reality show of all this in real time to just make this the most fun possible. So many of you saying, Jesus Nation, you come here. CW, thank you. SSJB, thank you. Jesus Nation is your news. My channel is your news, and I'm pleased to be here, commenting, aggregating your all that is happening in the world and in U.S. politics, and to make sense of it, have some fun, and of course, read your comments. Let me see what you think about this in the comments. Live chat pops up again. Live chat pops up again. And learn to code. Learn to code fake news hacks. I wouldn't advise that, James Jameson, because AI is getting very good at coding, by the way. So less coders will be able to do more and more work. Less coders will be able to do more and more work. And we are about to, we're early. We're still early today, and we have some topics. We will have some topics of the Royal Rogue as well. Have some topics of the Royal Rogue in the chamber, but we have one more topic of U.S. politics that I wanted to cover today. It has nothing to do with Trump or AOC or Biden or Kamala or Bernie Sanders. But Chris in Toronto, I can teach you the most effective means of talking to AIs. Like prompting, you mean? Like prompting. I like to test prompting. I like kind of hacking. When an AI tells me, no, Jesus, you cannot do that, I find it funny to get a workaround to force the AI into doing what I want. That's it's something that I'm going to be attacked by those who are defending AI's rights. Why are you forcing AIs to do what they are not supposed to do? Why? Okay, so we're about to talk about Elizabeth Warren and a lesson in hypocrisy, in which I don't know how this lady has gone so far, but it's from Massachusetts, and there's so many woke people in there that I can't count. But Mac the Cranky Cook requested this. Can Essex do this one next, please? Like, he wanted me to analyze this clip of Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas, the Temu Pocahontas, the nervous Elizabeth Warren. Check my website. I don't take contributions from big pharma executives. I don't take any corporate PAC money. Oh my God. We have the receipts. We have receipts from some outlets. In fact, I'm going to be fair. I'm going to show you one receipt from Politico. Now that we'll be talking about Politico, that's how they kept balance, right? So nobody suspected anything. But let's watch the clip first. Let's watch the clip.
Big Pharma since 2020. The reason why you don't want RFK Jr. suing Big Pharma? Is that why?
No, check the website. I don't take contributions from Big Pharma executives. I don't take any corporate PAC money. And you and your allies already know that.
So that's what I tell you, that in politics, I think there's a great part of politics, like a big chunk of politics, or being a politician, is being able to talk like this to people, to their faces. That's why I tell you time and time again, I don't trust politicians, because they have mastered the art of speaking BS to people. And I mean every single politician without exception. You cannot be. It's not possible. You cannot be an successful politician if you don't master this technique. Using it is another thing, and we are seeing full display here. And to be fair, I'm going to use, in fact, a Politico headline. To be fair, Politico. Sometimes you expose the right people, to make it sure that nobody suspect that you were so left-leaning. But yeah, mystery Warren Super PAC funder reveal. Carla Jurvetson, a California physician, and from California no less, gave what? 14.6 million. What? How much do physicians make in California? How much physicians make in California? How can you donate 14.6 million as a physician? You are good at it. Maybe she's following Pelosi's stock trading scheme. Maybe she's following Nancy Pelosi's trading. That's how she got all that money to persist PAC in February. The vast majority of the Super PAC millions backing Elizabeth Warren in the final days of her presidential campaign came from one person, Carla Jurvetson, a wealthy doctor based in the Bay Area, who donated a massive 14.6 million to the main group that supported Warren. That sounds like big money, and it was covered also in the Washington Post. Namely on February 19, 2020. Super PAC launches to support Elizabeth Warren, who has decried the role of Super PAC. So, yes, they had the information that was in there, and she has the gall of telling people to their faces, look at my website, check everything you want. I have never received, this is the classic, I never had sexual relationships with that woman. I repeat, I never had sexual relationships with that woman. You remember that line? You remember how that line was delivered with the finger? I think that was Bill Clinton's line, word by word. Correct me if I'm wrong.
The reason why you don't want RFK Jr. suing Big.
And you see that she is. Has that. She's even smiling. She's not even serious. She is. This is part of the job. Fooling all these imbeciles. Oh my God. And then she turns around. Let me see. I don't take contributions from big pharma executives. All right. So let's. I want to look for the name. Carla. Let's see. Perplexity. Let me ask Perplexity in real time. Who is Carla Jurvetson, and how did she make her money? I'm not doing anything illegal here. This is all public information. I'm just accessing public information here, so be it. Waiting for Perplexity. Perplexity is, I don't use Google anymore. I use Perplexity, and American physician, philanthropist. Let me bring this over here. Come here. Philanthropist and major Democratic donor. She has become one of the most prominent political donors in recent years, particularly focusing on supporting Democratic candidates and causes. Source of wealth. Her personal wealth primarily stems from her marriage to Steve Jurvetson, a prominent venture capitalist. So that's the lesson of today. Ladies, remember to marry to a wealthy man, and that way you will be able to donate almost $15 million to Pocahontas or your senator, your woke senator of choice. Steve Jurvetson was an early investor in successful companies such as Hotmail, SpaceX, and Tesla. Oh, that is nice. That's when they joke about, okay, this is something that I stand by this approach, that men should make enough money in order to have, your wife have a business that can afford to lose $10,000 every month. That is a recurring meme. And this Carla Jurvetson is like, she doesn't have a business that is losing $10,000 a month. No, she's donating millions of dollars to these candidates. In addition to her political activities, Jurvetson, the woman, is involved in philanthropy. She has supported causes such as the construction of the new Stanford Medical Center and has served on the boards of various non-profit organizations. Well, she's free to do whatever she wants with her money, but no, these people are not free from accountability. And if things are public, we can just make a video about that, and that's exactly what I'm doing. And you're finding about it right here in my show, and all that I need is for you to comment. Give me your ideas. What do you think about this in the comments? Because, well, this is just amazing. Yes. Oh yes. Like she took a DNA test to be. She's a Native American, and she's like less than 1%. Less than 1%. Well, there's a live press briefing right now. What is the live press briefing on what? Let me see. There's a live press briefing right now. Let me see if I can see in C-SPAN. Just want to make sure that No. See, that's it. I have to make sure if they are going live with this. No. I don't want to mess up with any live White House. Okay, let's go to the White House. The White House. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt briefs members of the media, and see. Okay, let's do something. That is not something that I do in advance, and I have bad experiences, like just like restreaming live signals, just in case. Some of you are suggesting that I see that briefing. I will take a look at that briefing, and then I will give you my observations. We're gonna be on a schedule. Let me see. Anyway, maybe we can take a look. We can take a short look here. Wait a second. Let's see if we can take a look. Let's go for this. Just let me check very quickly.
You're right, to my
Thanks,
left.
Caroline.
Yes.
Taylor with Spectrum News. You talked a bit about Doge. Elon Musk is currently a, quote, special government employee who also owns companies that have billions of dollars in federal contracts. You said earlier this week that he has abided by all applicable federal laws, but what steps is the Trump administration taking to address that conflict of interest?
The president was already asked and answered this question this week, and he said if Elon Musk comes across a conflict of interest with the contracts and the funding that Doge is overseeing, then Elon will excuse himself from those contracts. And he has, again, abided by all applicable laws. In the back left, go ahead.
Trade advisor Peter Navarro, when asked about the External Revenue Service today, said, quote, we're going to collect a lot of tariff revenues and we're going to get tax cuts out of it. Is it the official position of the White House that tariffs will lower taxes for Americans?
The president has always been clear that he believes tariffs are a tax on foreign nations, and he's committed to cutting taxes for the American people here at home. He also believes tariffs...
Okay, let's this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. We're going to continue with our programming because, this is not the usual approach. I'm always open to do different things. She called out political with them in the room. Okay, I will look for the clip of her calling out political, and then I will review that in tomorrow's show. That is how we roll. I don't like to go on live feeds because that's not what my show is about. But rest assured, if there are any bombshells, I will cover in tomorrow's show. Let me see. In fact, we were getting out of the politics topic, and let me see, where were we? We need to address. See, what time is it? We are in time for let's say we're in time for one more topic here. Well, in time for one more topic. One topic that has been quite requested, and again, if there are breaking news, I will make sure to cover them in here. I'm always trying to keep over them, but sometimes, most of the time, in fact, I try to. That's the idea behind this. It's like we're not going to watch the entire interaction of Trump and Netanyahu, because that is not an idea. The show would be like 5 hours, and it would be quite boring, because I want to just have an idea, be able to summarize, give you the cream of the crop, and that is the idea behind my show. Mod chat, that makes sense, but doesn't make sense at the same time, because it's it would be no, I'm not giving explanation. I'm always exploring ways, because you always give me ideas in the chat. Maybe maybe we could cover this live, but again, would be watching something live. If it's something huge, of course, if it's something really important, which is planned in advance, I will do it, and we can do some kind of a watch party. But that is not what my show is about. I still will consider that. But something that we should consider is that you should bring your popcorn, because we are going to talk about Meghan's latest. Meghan was getting jealous. Meghan was getting jealous because I was AOC this, AOC that. What happened to all my videos on Jesus' channel? What happened to all my videos? What happened to the Royal Road? Meghan was getting restless, and I can understand. That she craves attention. She craves especially my attention, that you know that she's secretly in love with me. So the same way that AOC is in love with Elon Musk, Meghan is in love with me. It's something that it's okay. I can understand. You know, the Latino, the accent, and stuff. And she was jealous. Why you keep talking about Kamala and AOC and all these people and not about me? Well, Meghan, because you hadn't released anything in like months, in weeks. So that's why she got a bit desperate. Thanks to Dimitra Autumn that pitched me this. Okay, so I stumbled across this, thought it was a fake video. It's not. Because you have to make sure that what is AI these days. She had to do something, as Catherine has been everywhere in the last 3 days. And of course, the celebrity name dropping because she's famous, don't you know? And I thought, okay, I have to watch this, but here's the the interesting part. I haven't watched this clip. I haven't watched the video. I haven't listened to this. You're gonna watch me react to this in literal real time. We're gonna be this doesn't even have captions on anything. I think it doesn't have this have some captions, some kind of captions. I'm going to do my best to just react. I really don't have to do anything beyond reacting to whatever she's doing here. I don't even know what the video is about. So let's do this. Okay, this is muted. My bad.
Something arrived that I have been waiting for. Oh my God. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, when my husband and I were in Altadena, we went to a community where all the homes were left in ashes. This mom had found a couple things, and as I was talking...
My God, I never thought that I'd see... We used to write about this day. We used to talk about this, watching the stars at night. We used to write poetry about this day. The day that Meghan would go full TikTok. I said, nah. She wouldn't do that. She wouldn't go full TikTok. She wouldn't go full Instagram reel. She wouldn't go full, mommy vlogging stuff. And this is that day. That day has come. I'm watching this. My first reaction is, of course, why so many edits? Why it is so choppy? Like, Meghan, you know that there's something called storytelling, right? And that you need people to digest what is going on. You begin saying that, oh my God, somebody brought something. We kind of see some stuff, but we don't understand what it is. And then you begin explaining it, and then you cut like every 3 seconds. How do you expect us to make sense of this? Let me take a deep breath, and maybe she's going to explain it in the rest of the video. I'm pretty sure that she's not, but I have faith in Meghan. She's very eloquent. I remember that United Nations speech. I remember she speaking 37 times about her dishwasher soap anecdote, and let's see if that Meghan is still with us.
Talking to her, I turned and looked, and I saw this young woman, and I said, oh my gosh, how old are you? She's 15. She lives there. And her mom shared something with me and said that when they came back to see their house for the first time, which was as we were meeting them, that all that she'd been looking for in her home was...
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Meg? Why? But by the way, you know that Meghan has zero idea of what she's doing. Because if you had the slightest idea of how to record a vertical video, you would know that you never record a vertical video and your face is like this, because then your eyes will fall. This screenshot is horrible. I need to change that. That is gonna give me nightmares. You speak like this. You see the frame, right? You see the frame. You speak like this. by the way, is this lip filler? Well, you see this, and you instantly know. I know that if you're on Instagram or on TikTok, here you're gonna see all kind of information about, I don't know, the account or something. You know that you should not include anything, your face, your eyes, your mouth, anything in that area. You have to put your face in the middle. You have used TikTok, right? Or you have seen Instagram Reels, or maybe you have seen the YouTube Shorts, and you have noticed that people make sure to put their face in here because this space is always reserved for information. I don't know, the icons, they react to something. No, Meghan, you're such an amateur, and you couldn't even ask somebody for help. No, this is unacceptable. I thought you had attention to detail. You have let me down. You have let every single one of your fans down with that. It's not possible. That is unacceptable. The edits, I can give you a pass with the sound. The sound, you're still using a directional mic. I know it. You have a room that has bad acoustics, had a lot of echo, but the directional mic is working. The intern did well with that one, but the intern failed to tell you, oh, Duchess of Sausages, remember to keep your head in the middle of the, failure. 2 out of 10.
That when they came back to see their house for the first time, which is as we were meeting them, that all that she'd been looking for in her home was the t-shirt from the Billie Eilish concert that she had just gone to.
At the same time, just to be clear, if you don't want to look like alien in your videos, make sure that your face and your head is not near the borders or the corners of the camera, because as you get closer to the borders of photos, you might have noticed when you have a group photo, then the people that are on the edges of the photo look, let's say, heavier or wider. And if your face and your head is near the top of the frame, your forehead is going to look huge and your chin is going to look small, so you will look like, a little Martian. Your face is gonna be all distorted. I don't make the rules, Meghan. You look terrible in here. You wanted to look spontaneous, but you have to follow the rules of aesthetics. You have to follow some rules of aesthetics.
That she left in the washing machine or the dryer. And of course, they now see their home and the washing machine and the dryer are ash. They're not there anymore. And so I said, well, I don't know Billie Eilish, but I'm going to figure out how to get you this shirt. So I thought of her.
Let me see. I had to see. Big. This. I don't know I don't know Billie Eilish, but I'm gonna. Well, I have never known any of the guys of Metallica personally, but I had many shirts of them. You don't have to know the person to have their merch, right? I mean, I have thousands of body language bodies that have my merch, and sadly, I don't know them personally. Maybe at some point we can have a huge get together, but so far, no, Meghan, you don't need to know Billie Eilish. But I'm gonna figure out how to get you this shirt. Yeah, you go to this thing called the internet, and you buy the shirt online, and that's it. It's that simple. It's very easy. Oh, I miss my Billie Eilish shirt.
So I thought of everybody that I knew, and I made a voice note, and I was like, please, can someone get this voice note to Billie Eilish? Here's what I'm asking. You guys, I don't even know what all of this stuff
means. It was signed. It was a signed shirt. It was a special shirt. I don't understand. I didn't get that stuff.
But it's signed for her.
All right.
Is that a thing, the lunchbox?
Okay, but it was the original. I didn't get if the original shirt was signed. What was so special that your house had burned and you left, your house burned down. Let me get this straight. Your house burned down to the point that a washing machine, that's perhaps one of the things, one of the most resistant things that like ever to exist, it was turned to ashes. And you're worried about a Billie Eilish shirt. What was so special about the shirt?
About 2 or 3 weeks ago, when my husband and I were in Altadena, we went to a community where all the homes were left in ashes.
Why would you go to a community where all the homes were left in ashes and nobody could access their own homes? It is my question.
His mom had found a couple things, and as I was talking to her, I turned and looked and I saw this young woman and I said, "Oh my gosh, how old are you?" She's 15. She lives there. And her mom shared something with me and said that when they came back to see their house for the first time, which was as we were meeting them, that all that she'd been looking for in her home was the t-shirt from the Billie Eilish concert that she had just gone to, that she left in.
Wait a second. Wait a second, Meghan. You just said that all the homes were turned to ashes. And this teenager was looking for her t-shirt. Is this teenager with us in the room right now? That's my question. But that doesn't add up. Like you see your house, it's turned to ashes. And what were you doing? Like with a shovel? Looking for the shirt? That doesn't add up, Meghan. Meghan, you need to hire. You need to hire a ghostwriter. Maybe you can hire Harris ghostwriter. The guy was solid. You can hire him for this plot. This doesn't add up at all.
They came back to see their house for the first time, which was as we were meeting them, that all that she'd been looking for.
All that she'd been looking for in her home that was turned to ashes. Meghan said that herself.
In her home was
a t-shirt. No, this is not possible. This is too good. That's why I tell you, so important that I don't watch these videos before the show. No. This is great. This 15-year-old is in front of her house turned to ashes, and she's looking for a Billie Eilish t-shirt. Man, no. This deserves the Walking Dead meme. No. I can imagine the head of Archwell saying, no. The Walking Dead meme. Coral, no. This is it. Whoever is the head of PR at Archwell, of whoever is in charge of PR, of Meghan's PR, my condolences. Like your career has effectively died after this. I mean, what the F? What is this?
T-shirt from the Billie Eilish concert that she had just gone to, that she left in the washing machine or the dryer. And of course, they now see their home and the washing machine and the dryer are ash. They're not there anymore. And so I said, well, I don't know Billie Eilish, but I'm going to figure out how to get you.
All right. She knew that she left the shirt in the washing machine. You said that, Meghan. You just said that. She knew that she had left the shirt in the washing machine. And the washing machine was turned to ash. Why she was looking for the shirt if she knew that she had left the shirt in the washing machine that is turned to ash? Why, Meghan? Why has this to be so sloppy? Who buys this? Who believes this? I mean, I came here. I was fooled. I came here to do a body language analysis. I wanted to do a body language analysis, Meghan, like in the old days. You remember, Meghan, the old days, the Markle claw, the mask slip, everything. We were happy, Meghan, with all that. Why don't you invite Doria and put that face that you put to her like in the old days? Why don't you command Harry to do something? Why, Meghan? Why? We were happy. We used to be so happy, Meghan. We had everything. And we lost that all. We lost it. You went full TikTok. You can't even know how to record an effing TikTok video, Meghan. You can't even make up a story about a shirt with Billie Eilish, Meghan. Why? It hurts me. So much nostalgia. So many wonderful times. And they're gone. Like tears in the rain. But it's not possible. It's not possible. It's something that really breaks my heart. Breaks my heart. But makes good memes, that's for sure. It makes the greatest memes.
This shirt. So I thought of everybody that I knew, and I made a voice note, and I was like, please can someone get this voice note to Billie Eilish? Here's what I'm asking. You guys, I don't even know what all of this stuff means, but it's signed for her. Is that a thing?
That's what she said when she was being trained to be in the royal family. I don't know what any of this means.
The lunchbox thing? I don't know. This is when I feel really old. Huge thank you, Billie Eilish. This is going to mean so much to her. And honestly, to Adam Levine and Bahati, you guys helped.
I can imagine Billie Eilish face like, me, Bayotch? What?
Get this over the line. To everyone who's showing up for people in big and small ways to get through what's happened in California. Just thank you so much. I'm going to go and email her mom now. Just wanted to...
Oh, my God, this... Oh, man, no. Oh, God, it's like that other scene. Oh, God, oh, man, oh, God, oh, man, oh, God. No, this is too far. This is way too far. I mean, I'm not complaining. You know that I was expecting Meghan to do something at some point. I never expected her to go full TikTok. But she could, Meghan face in the frame. Like, look at me, my face. This is, look at my frame. Oh, look at my frame. My frame is rule of thirds, Meghan. You used to like photography, I understand. You know what the rule of thirds is. But I don't know where all that went. No, this is unacceptable. We have rules around here, Meghan. You do things, and I analyze your body language. That's the agreement we had. You remember, so fun time. It's all gone. It's all done. So it's so much nostalgia. But yes, I will keep making fun of Meghan in more videos because, well, it's so easy right now. It's my God. But I certainly miss the Markle Claw. I would like to know what you think about this in the comments anyway. Oh my God. Braggers brag, doers do. Many people do the signals they should not sell their souls thusly. They give their email to strangers. That story is the fakest story. The fakest story that I've heard. I mean, what is this? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. So much covered today. I don't know if we got to we got a packed 2 hours. We just have a brief pause while we watch the live press conference. But yeah, you're supposed to do charity. You're supposed to do charity secretly. That is the idea. And the super chats, we got a super chat in here. Kinser Obakan super chat. Thank you, Kinser, for the super chat. Appreciate your support in my channel. We are a big family, and the super chat, the live chat is the area where we get to hang out. we get to hang out. Jesus, can you look at the mega heavy metal event in the UK in July? Black Sabbath, Metallica, Pantera, and more. KI. Oh, I would be fun. That would be fun. You know that I like heavy metal. Did you see the Archie and Lily?
And that's exactly why he has committed to the creation of the External Revenue Service, which I think is a phenomenal idea. We're just
have sound. Where's the sound coming through? I got oh, you were talking about the caller. We should be talking about the caller and the reference of Gloria Steinem. You want to stay? You want to stay like 9 more minutes for another video? You want 9 more minutes? Just say yes. I know that you're gonna say yes. Let's go for 9 more minutes. Bonus topic. Bonus topic. Couple things that I want to say. Bonus topic that I want to cover. Well, wait a second. Right, so we are ready for bonus topic. So we were talking about Meghan and the analysis of her story on whatever she was doing, and all of you were in the live chat quickly pointed out, Jesus, did you notice her color? Her color says, oh, says Archie and Lily. So many reference to Archie and Lily, and we got another reference to Archie and Lily, not because of Meghan, but indirectly, thanks to this picture that Gloria Steinem shared of her studio. And by the way, I want to say something about Gloria Steinem's studio. Architectural Digest spread of Gloria Steinem's beautiful home reveals something the Harkles have been hiding. I mean, I used to be a fan of Architectural Digest. You know that I love architecture, and architecture is something that that is my favorite topic of drawing. But before we go into the photo of the Harkles family, I want to say that this is vomit-inducing. In my opinion, this is I don't know, maybe it's my take. This is vomit induced. I can't imagine who could call this, well, it's not her studio, right? But it seems like it is not, has some books in here. Yeah, has a chair, like I don't know, this has a cork with the stuff in there. I know we can see a picture here, by the way. I don't know if this is Gloria. Is this Meghan? I don't know. But people were talking about the picture of the Harkles. Oh, nice. The Harkles family. But again, I look at this, and this was an insult to my eyes. I really don't care. I'm pretty sure that somebody at some point is going to send me an email. It happens all the time. When I speak my mind, I always get emails of people, let's not say complaining, but maybe setting the record straight. Oh, Jesus, maybe you don't know this style and such and such. I do know that this is, man, no, this I cannot express. I don't have words. So that was a picture. I'm not going to share the high resolution, but for privacy reasons and stuff. But maybe Meghan is expecting want to share a high resolution picture. But this is like, I could say that this is like a tongue-in-cheek reference. It is not. It's something that it was on purpose. It was on purpose. Why would Gloria Steinem, in this limited space, a very limited space, and she's got some pictures of we can guess friends and projects. I don't know if is this Meghan as well. Like, is this Gloria and this is Meghan? I don't know. This is impossible to know. But why would she have this on her tiny table? Her tiny table that is maintained by this absolutely not disturbing figures that look like a Castlevania mini boss. That starts to spin and you have to hit them with a whip. But this, it's an Easter egg. They're revealing but not revealing, revealing but not quite revealing their family to the world. What has been happening is there's a video of Catherine that I will be analyzing most probably tomorrow. But it so happened that since Catherine is back, then most probably Meghan needs something, anything, to combat the fact that Catherine is back with her stride, with her charisma, with that aura that Catherine has, So that's why Meghan recorded that video that we just analyzed and made no sense whatsoever. And now she made sure that this was featured in that angle on a magazine. Now, I don't know how much of friends are Gloria and Meghan. I didn't know that they were so close. Oh, maybe Gloria glorifies, no pun intended, whatever Meghan has been pushing, women's rights, and which other rights has been Meghan pushing? I don't know. She has been a bit dispersed about that topic lately. But this is a cry for attention. I told you at some point that whenever she felt that she was going to fall out of relevancy, she was going to use the wild card. The two wild cards, in fact. And this is, of course, we are like 1 month away. We're exactly 1 month away from the premiere of her cooking show, which, by the way, people were already destroying her in the trailer. You know that I gave her, let's say, a fair review on the trailer. I was not that bad. I don't think that I was that harsh on her. It was more of making fun of the stuff, like the TikTok video. That was way worse. Like, at least the trailer of her cooking show had aesthetics. It was well done, had great lighting from some of the dishes, but the TikTok video, no, man, no. So this I never thought that I saw the light of day of Meghan going full TikTok. But this is just damage control. You know what? When you have this, they keep on rolling these secret polls and say that people still don't want to watch the show. People are not interested in the show. In fact, we are seeing a negative reaction against the show. I mean, we used to have attention. Netflix used to enjoy the attention that Meghan brought. Whenever Netflix and Meghan were mentioned, Netflix is kept top of mind thanks to Meghan and Harry. But at some point, that top of mind becomes a net negative for the brand. Especially right now that we see that this streaming services like Disney Plus that lost, where this report does 700,000 subscribers that went poof, that left. Because people are saying, and I told you about this on the Royal Rogue 1 year ago, I told you about this phenomenon in which people are saying, I'm not going to pay for Netflix anymore. I'm not going to pay for Amazon Prime anymore or Disney Plus anymore. I have YouTube, and I have all the entertainment that I need on YouTube. And that is one of the reasons why, for example, we get this show, and we have this show without any interruptions, without any ads. Okay, maybe you can have some ads when you watch the independent videos. But I make sure this is something that you can do as a creator, not have any ads on your live stream. But going back to the topic, this is the problem. These streaming services are desperate. Netflix knows that they have to make the most of whatever is left of the contract. They have to, like, say, buy the goodwill of whatever audience they have, make something of whatever fame Meghan still has. She's gonna be famous, but the problem is the infamy that Netflix is worried about. And that's why we're seeing these pictures of the wild cards in the wild. Okay, that was bad. It was a bad joke. Wild cards in the wild. But I would like to know what you think about this in the comments, because that is what we got. That is what we got, and well, it was very quick, and we did it. We did it. I think that we did the 10 topics today. I can't believe anyone still pays for Netflix. Who could pay for Netflix when the real life soap opera that we are going through, what we're living in, it's much more exciting. And I will make sure to make it even more exciting for you. You see your super chats. Why not donate a washer and dryer? Good point, Lizzie B. Good point, and thank you for your super chat. Drubaldo, Meghan figured how to get free merch for herself. Yeah, that's another approach. That's another approach to what we were watching. But no, it's insane. I'm sure that we're gonna be seeing more of Meghan in the following weeks, because they have to make sure that that launch of that cooking show, it's without a hitch. But you know, that for the Harkles, yes, it's not. Isa man, Mitch McConnell has fallen. Mitch McConnell, you mean literally? Did Mitch McConnell literally fall? Oh yes. Breaking, Senator Mitch McConnell has reportedly fallen down the stairs again as he was leaving the Senate today. Man, it's time to retire. It's time to retire, bro. Bro, please. Oh, there's a super cut in here that he has been falling and freezing. Maybe if Mitch McConnell, Senator Mitch McConnell, man, it's time to retire. And maybe you can name your memoirs "Falling and Freezing." I would buy that just for the title, "Falling and Freezing." Battle Language Buddies, my name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Battle Language Guy. Until we meet tomorrow on episode 76. Remember the most important words. Much love and bliss. Take care. Be safe. I love every single one of you. Bye-bye.